Namaste to everyone. I'm Ankita Jaiswal, your yoga instructor, and welcome to Divine Yoga with Soulful Safarnama. Today, on the occasion of International Yoga Day, I will be teaching you a couple of asanas that you can do on regular basis for better posture, for better lung capacity, as well as to release all the pain from your back area. So prepare yourself. I will be teaching you a couple of asanas and we will do it together. So to begin with, I'm going to teach you how to do cat and cow. So as the name suggests, if you're sitting here, this is called Vajrasana. So from Vajrasana, you have to keep your palms ahead. Make sure that your palms and your shoulders come in one straight line. You have to maintain some gap between both of your knees and come to a flat tabletop position. So tabletop, when I say, you can put the crockery on my back and it will not fall. If I'm like this, it will sunk down. If I'm like this, it will fall down. Okay, so come to a normal neutral tabletop position. Now inhale, we arch our back and look up. Breathe and exhale, we draw our navel in and be like a cat. Inhale, again we breathe and arch our back nicely, and exhale, really throw out all the air, take your tummy inside and be like a cat. Now inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale. You can do this at least 10 times daily on your normal day. This will help you in releasing all the neck and the back pain. So from here, you just go back and relax here in the child pose. So child pose is a very relaxing asana that will help to calm down your mind and take down all the stress. From here, come back up again. Now we'll be proceeding to the second asana, which is called fish pose, Matsya Asana. Matsya Asana is very powerful asana that is done solely for correct breathing, because in today's life not everyone knows how to breathe correctly. So I'm going to tell you how to perform the asana. Lie on your back nicely. Place your palms under your buttocks and your elbows inside. From here, head up, chest up, and look at your toes. And now slowly drop the crown of the head back on the mat. So here you will voluntarily do the correct breathing. Inhale, your stomach will come up like a balloon. And exhale, it will automatically go down. Even if you don't know what is correct breathing, this posture will automatically tell you how to breathe correctly. So be here for a couple of breaths. Now head up, chest up, and relax your shoulders. Release your hands from the back, palms facing the sky, feet apart, and relax in Shavasana. So the next asana that we are going to do is Bandh Asana, bridge pose. It's very helpful to not only tone all the muscles of your hamstrings and your glutes, but it also strengthens your arms. So to perform the Bandhasana, if you're lying in Shavasana, bend your knees close to the hips. So your heels should come more close to your hips. Now you have to place your palms right next to your thighs and inhale, really press the mat and lift your hips up. Really up. You have to, if you're here, try to push yourself up. This also improves the blood circulation. So hold here for a couple of breaths and then exhale, slowly come down. Again, inhale, press the mat and lift your hips up nicely. Whenever we perform the Bandhasana, it actually sends all the blood back to the heart so that it can be processed again and circulated to the rest of the body. So it improves your blood circulation. Now exhale, slowly come down. Now straighten your knees back up, palms facing to the ceiling, and go to Shavasana. Come up to a nice sitting posture. Dandasana. So when we say Dandasana, our knees are completely straight, no bend in the knees, and your back is straight. You can place your palms right next to your hips so that it can give a nice support for your back to be straight. So this is Dandasana. From Dandasana, we will be proceeding to Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana, we have to raise both of our hands up and really stretch our spine. You know, the more the spine is stretched, it's better for you to bend. Inhale and exhale, take your tummy inside, go forward and reach for your toes. Now inhale again, stretch your hands forward, go back up. Again, stretch your spine to the maximum, really reach up for the sky. And exhale, take your tummy in and reach for your toes. Now stretch your hands forward, take your hands back up and relax. So whenever we are doing Paschimottanasana, it's actually the forward bending of the spine. To counter this posture, it's very important to do another posture that counters all of its effects, which is called Purvottanasana. Purvottanasana is inclined plank, which really helps in opening up our lungs so that it creates more and more room for oxygen to be taken in. So for Purvottanasana, you're sitting here in Dandasana. Take your hands at the back. Your palms are nicely stretched. Now with a nice inhale, we again lift our hips up and focus on my feet. It's completely touching the ground. Head falls back and relax. This is inclined plank, Purvottanasana. Slowly exhale, place your hips back and come back to the neutral position. For Purvottanasana, you really have to take care of your wrist because your body weight comes here. So you need to have a strong wrist. Now the next asana that we will be doing is a little bit of back bend, known as Cobra pose, also known as Bhujangasana. So to do Bhujangasana, first you have to lie on your abdomen. So lie on your stomach nicely. Place your forehead on the mat and take your palms right next to your chest. Now with a nice inhale, take your head up slowly and then chest up. Little pressure on the arms, your elbows are soft. Don't go like this. Be soft on your elbows and open up. You don't really have to drop your neck back because we are aiming for a straight posture of the spine. Breathe here nicely. These all are heart openers. It basically creates a lot of space in your lungs to take more and more oxygen and throw out the toxins. Now exhale slowly. Come back down, place your forehead on the mat and relax. You can always relax in the crocodile pose. To do the crocodile pose, place your palms one over the another and rest your cheeks on it. And your toes touching each other, heels falling outside. Now we'll be proceeding to the next asana, which is called Dhanurasana, bow pose. I'm sure a lot of you would have done it, but I'm going to tell you the right technique how to do it. So to start with, place your forehead on the mat, bend both of your knees and catch hold of your ankles. Not here, here. Nicely catch hold of it and you can place your knees away from each other. It's not necessary that your knees have to be together. Now with a nice inhale, first lift your lower body up. Now head up, chest up, pull yourself back. Hold here. Now exhale, slowly drop down. Release your hands and knees. Go back to the crocodile pose. Dhanurasana is a very powerful asana. It actually gives you the effect of running. It increases your heart rate because all the blood is going back to the heart for the recirculation. So Dhanurasana is one of the very powerful asana, not just in terms of back bends, but also in terms of, opening up our heart and lifting up our rib cage, so that again it increases our lung capacity, it enhances our lung capacity. After every asana, it's very important to relax as well so that you can get the maximum benefit of the asana.
Now the next asana that we will be proceeding to is called Sarvang Asana. It's also known as shoulder stance. It's a little advanced, but I'm sure each one of you can give it a try. So to come to the Sarvang Asana, first lie on your back nicely. Make yourself comfortable in this position. Now with an inhale, first take your legs up and now hips up, support your back and stay here in this position so that your body can get used to what posture you're about to obtain. Now can you see if my spine is completely curved? So I have to straighten my spine and my body weight will come on my shoulder stack. So slowly can you see if my spine is completely straight? So you lift up your body nicely and your weight is on your shoulder blades. Now to come out of the posture, bend your legs to 45 degrees. Nicely place your palms on the mat and slowly roll down your body. Feet apart, hands apart and go to Shavasana. Now we'll be proceeding to another asana which is called Halasana. It's one of my favorite postures by the way. So to come up to Halasana, I'll tell you the easy way for the beginners. So remember how in the childhood we always used to roll on our spine? So this time we have to do the same thing. But we are taking our toes back on the floor behind our head. So nicely bend on your spine and slowly take your legs back. If you're flexible, you can always lock your fingers. Now to come out of the posture, first hold your back nicely, bend your legs. Now place your palms back on the mat and roll yourself back. Now Halasana is known as the plow pose. It's again a very powerful asana actually. It helps in again massaging your abdominal muscles. It also helps with regulating your blood sugar level. For the people who have high BP, for the people who have high blood sugar level in their body. So very useful. Now to end this session, I'm going to teach you one of the basic and the simplest asana to do, because I know a lot of you are actually glued to your laptop screens and mobile screens for the online classes, and a lot of you would be complaining about the shoulder pain and your lower back pain. So to correct your spinal posture, it's very important that we keep our back straight while we sit. So try to sit. This is a little advanced asana. This is called Padmasana, lotus pose. So this actually helps in releasing a lot of stress, keeps your mind calm, and you have to come in the chin mudra. You have to, make your palms in the chin mudra. When we say chin mudra, we join our index finger and our thumbs together. Place it nicely and close our eyes with our back straight. This is something that you can try. A lot of you who are not able to come in this posture, which is called Padmasana, you can also be in Sukhasana, which is any comfortable cross-leg sitting posture. So stay here, take a couple of deep breaths, relax yourself down, calm yourself down. Sit here for at least 5 to 10 minutes daily and you'll notice a nice change in not just your whole daily routine but also how you take things forward. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, keep practicing. Namaste.